Counselor, would you please explain to me, why did you get Uncle Edward as a witness?
Charles, only Edward Wong knows who Helena Sy is. We cannot win this case without him.
You speak as if you were so sure that it was Helena Sy who killed my father.
Do you have another suspect, Charles?
You have to understand that Edward Wong is out to destroy your credibility in front of the jury so that they will realize you're capable of murder.
The devil himself is walking among us in the person of Edward Wong!
Starting today, all of you here will be reporting to me. You must insist that Helena did it. You must say that she was the one who pulled the trigger on George Wong.
You cannot do this! You are disrespecting the spirits of my parents!
What gave you the right to tell me what I can or cannot do around here?
Be honest with me, Andrew. Do you really want to date me?
And when he finally has your trust, it is only then he will show his true intentions.
That is why Elizabeth, and only Elizabeth, is the rightful heir.
And if I tell you that will never happen, can you do anything about it?
He told me his intentions way before all these things happened.
Of course he will tell you what you want to hear.
Auntie, whatever secret you are keeping, that will actually set you free.
It's time for people to know how evil and despicable that Edward Wong is. Both our parents were very close friends since we were little children. So when my father became seriously ill, and since I was the only child, my parents had asked Edward and George to take care of me in case something happens to him. But what we did not know, Edward had transferred all of our properties to the Wong family, including our mansion. They had gotten hold of everything, and when I learned about this, I confronted Edward. So Edward had set up a meeting that night. He told me to come to the Avenida property at 8 o'clock in the evening. But not one of the board of directors came at the supposed meeting, because Edward had a different motive. He locked the door. We were alone in that room.
No one's here. Where are the board of directors?
It's just the two of us here.
You animal.
I will not stop until I get what I want tonight.
He grabbed me. He started hurting me. He took advantage of me. He punched me in the stomach. He had hurt me so badly. It was brutal and inhuman.
Let go of me!
I grabbed hold of the nearest glass object I could find, and I hit him with it. But then he pushed me down to the broken glass on the floor. And while I could feel the sharp broken glass slowly cutting in on my back, he raped me. How can you do this to me? He brutally raped me. He treated me like an animal. He hurt me. He hit me so badly. He was merciless and cruel. What he did to me was inhuman! happened after he had finished raping me.
Don't tell anyone about this. Because once you let anyone know, I'm going to kill your mother. You understand?
I trusted you, Edward. How could you do this to me, you animal? I was covered in blood, and I was so scared. I could not tell my mother what had happened. So I kept the secret to myself. Until George came back.
And you're all invited to our wedding.
I decided to tell George what Edward had done to me. I loved George, and I didn't want to deceive him. Your brother took advantage of me while you were gone. Please forgive me. Please forgive me.
How dare you? How could you do that to Helena, huh?
George, that's enough! Please stop!
George! It was not my fault. It was her, it's that woman.
That's not true!
She seduced us both, George.
You're a liar!
George!
George, please don't believe him because I only love you.
George, you know what she told me? She said she loves me, and not you.
Shame on you! George, please don't tell me that you believe him more than me. George, I thought you said you love me.
Come on, George. Don't be fooled by this woman's dramatics. Because she's just deceiving us both.
I gave you my trust, Helena. I didn't know you were such a man-eater. A dirty woman.
Mother! Mother! Mother, no! I had lost so much
Mother!
that night.
Mother!
My mother,
Please don't believe him. It's not true.
my dignity and honor,
Please believe me.
George's love. So I decided to leave the mansion. And that was when all my suffering started. This was all caused by one man. That evil animal, Edward Wong! And that is the truth. And not those lies told by Edward Wong!
Hi.
If you are going to insist again that I am your dead wife, do not waste your time.
No. I am already convinced that you are not my former wife.
That's good. Now, if you will excuse me.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
What is it now?
Maybe we could become friends, Anastacia.
You really do not know when to stop, do you? It is highly improper. Because your family has a case against my own family. And I think this will be a long trial.
After the trial, what do you say?
I don't think so.
Have all our lawyers follow us back home with him.
Why, Uncle?
They need to teach Grace what she has to say in court. Grace must insist on pointing at Helena Sy
why did you refuse him?
You mean you want me to be friends with Charles? While you are detained here and the trial is still ongoing?
And why not? This is your chance to get closer to our enemy so we can find out what their next move will be, Anastacia. You must take advantage of opportunities like that.
What did you see that night?
Miss Helena slapped Mr. Wong.
And after that?
Right after that, I was so surprised that I dropped the tray that I was holding.
And then what happened next?
Mr. Wong asked me to leave the room, and then the lights went out. And then I heard a gunshot.
Who was holding the gun?
Come on, please. I have something to tell her.
Sorry, it's not allowed.
But I always come here.
So you're looking for Grace?
Well, yes, I have something to tell her.
I know you're in love with her, am I right?
So what's it to you?
I don't know.
You don't know or you just can't remember?
I don't know. I don't know.
You said that the accused had slapped Mr. Wong. Is it also possible that while you were inside the room, Helena Sy was holding the gun? You did not notice this because you were busy with a tray that fell on the floor.
I really did not see Miss Helena holding a gun while she was there.
You stupid girl!
I knew it. It's obvious you know. But do you stand a chance against Andrew looking like that?
If you were just going to insult me, I will just leave.
No, wait. Do you really want Grace to fall in love with you?
Of course.
Well, I can help you, you know.
But why?
Grace?
Sir, is there something you want me to do?
Why are you crying? Did the lawyers give you a hard time?
Because I like to help those in need.
Really? But that's not what Grace has been telling me about you.
Goodness, you're so annoying.
You see? I better leave now.
Hey, wait, no, stop. I really want to help you. Just promise me, though, that Grace stays away from Andrew for good.
How?
Look, I just wanted to apologize to you.
For what, sir?
For the way I had treated you before.
I understand you, sir. It's really nothing. I'm just confused right now because I don't know who I can really trust anymore.
William? Can we talk for a while?
Well, if it does not have anything to do with how we can get back Wong Enterprises from that Helena Sy, then I don't have the time for it.
I just hope you can include me in any of your businesses. I know I can really help you a lot.
You're just a woman, and your place is supposed to be at home. And besides, what do you know about business?
You know, I understand you too. But just in case there's something bothering you, don't hesitate to tell me, and I will give you advice.
Thank you, sir.
I should be the one to thank you, Grace. You're helping out a lot in giving justice to my father's death, and we're grateful for that.
But I'm not really sure if I'm really helping.
Well, anyway, I still want to thank you.
Who is that driver you assigned to me? A veteran of stupidity. He doesn't know where the business district is. We were going around in circles. Listen. Fire him right away. I don't want to see his face again. Oh. What is that?
Grandfather, I made a chiffon cake especially for you. I'm sure you will love it. It's perfect.
William, I have a business management degree. Magna cum laude. And between the two of us, I think I'm more qualified to manage a business.
A business degree makes you feel superior?
And who instructed you to give me that? Was it Charles or Katarina?
It was only I who thought of bringing this to you. Go ahead and try it so you can forget about your bad mood.
But my brain has become useless in this big house. Just like my uterus. That became useless because you cannot give me a child.
Don't you say that again!
William, if you were able to give me a child, then it is us who would benefit from your father's fortune. William, stop! You're hurting me!
The next time you talk to me like that again, I will do more than choke you! Huh?
That's enough!
I do not eat cake. My sugar level gets high.
Oh, is that so? Okay, next time I'm going to bake a sugar-free cake just for you.
Whether it's sugar-free, cholesterol-free, 0 calorie, I don't give a damn. Look, Elizabeth, will you please stop looking for my weakness? Because I don't have one.
Whatever you say, Grandfather.
What are you waiting for?
I'm sorry. I overheard that you had your personal driver fired. So maybe you're looking for a new one?
So how did your talk with Grace go?
She doesn't want to talk to me.
And why not?
There's something I haven't told you about my relationship with Grace, Mother.
What is it, Andrew?
For me, Grace is not just an ordinary friend. I'm also dating her.
Oh, Grandfather, I have found a personal driver for you. Here he is.
Good morning, sir.
What is your name?
It's Nato.
You have a last name?
Renato Ramirez, sir.
Renato. The one thing I hate most is someone who is stupid. I have no patience with people who are pea-brained. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Grace, show him to the driver's quarters.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry if I haven't told you, Mother. Because you might get disappointed. Grace is not like us.
That is not a reason, Andrew. You know that I also came from being poor. So it is not in my character to place judgment on people.
How did you get to work here?
You see, what did I tell you? I got skills. You know, Grace, waiting at the gate paid off. Well, I found out from the guard outside that Mr. Edwards' driver was fired. So I applied for it right away. Now, would you believe? I got lucky. I was hired at once. That's how it works. What's wrong? You look disappointed.
My relationship with Grace is starting to have problems. She's now doubting my true intentions and why I ask her out. Especially now that she works for the Wongs. Should I continue pursuing her?
I must not get in the way of what you really feel about her. But after what you have told me now, I think both of you will only suffer.
It's not like that.
It's not like that, but look at you. Don't you want this? We are now working under the same family. So now I can take care of you. I can watch over you. Isn't it just perfect?
Don't be so happy just yet. You know that we are here to work and not on vacation. Do you know what happened to the last driver of Mr. Edward? He got insulted so many times and was so offended. Do you want that to happen? So if you want to stay here longer, you should have a strong disposition and don't be stupid. Do you understand me, Nato?
Really? Hurtful words? I'll get offended?
Go on, go to your quarters. Go
Take
on.
me there. I don't know where it is.
Don't you know anyone else who can testify against Edward Wong and his statements?
No one. I chose to keep quiet about what truly happened back then.
Auntie, we will have a weak case if we cannot get more witnesses to testify.
And what does that mean? You cannot do anything for me to win my case?
No, Auntie, that is not what I am saying. The defense team is working on other options, but I am just pointing out a valid concern here. That's it.
And if ever I lose this case, it is as if Edward Wong has danced on top of the grave of my poor parents.
Right now, it's Helena's word against mine. And I believe that if we present Grace as a star witness, Helena's defense will definitely weaken. By the way, I haven't congratulated you yet for a job well done. I must say, you did the task well. Put it there, boy. Oh, you look so anxious, William. Is there a problem?
I did not tell you this right away because I didn't want you to get mad. But I thought you need to know about this.
Know what?
Uncle, I did not shoot Father.
You must be kidding.
Uncle, it's true. I didn't shoot Father.
If it was not you who gunned down George Wong, then who did?
I carefully studied the blueprint of the mansion. And that's where I discovered the secret passageway going to Father's room. Everything was ready as planned. But someone had beaten me to it. I got nervous when I heard the gunshot. So I backed away. I was then surprised when I saw my father dead on the floor. He was shot by someone else. Uncle, I'm sorry.
Now I really know the reason. Why you never became the favorite son of your father. And I think until now, at George's grave, he's still laughing at you. Because you're nothing but a moron! Katerina, what are you doing here? Eavesdropping? What did you hear from our conversation?
Nothing to worry about, Uncle Edward. I am on your side.
You cannot use anything from our discussion anyway. Nothing derogatory. And I want you to know, Katerina, I do not need you on my side.
You must talk straight when delivering your testimony, okay? Because one wrong move, Grace, and Mr. Edwards' statement will be destroyed. Do you know that?
Sir, I'm tired. I can't do it anymore, please.
You are not allowed to rest until you have practiced very well what you will say in court.
The court has to believe that you are a witness to Helena Sy shooting George Wong.
But sir, I can't. I really did not see her actually shooting Mr. George.
That is not important anymore.
Listen, if you don't do what we're telling you to do, we will make you take the blame for killing my father.
Will you
Do you
stop that?
understand?
Stop it, William. I'm sorry, Grace. They should not be doing this to you. Go ahead and rest.
William, what can we expect now that Uncle Edward knows that you failed his plan?
Will you stop talking, Margaret? Shut up if you know what's good for you.
The problem with you is you failed to do your job and you're still arrogant.
What?
William, stop it!
You want to fight back? You want to fight back?
I give up, William. I'm going to leave you.
Go ahead. Go and leave me if you dare. And let's just see where you will end up.
Miss Margaret, are you okay?
If you choose not to talk in this house, they will use you. They will only abuse you. But they cannot think of me as useless. I'm going to fight back. So if I were you, Grace, I will not allow them to use me.
We just learned that the prosecution will be presenting its star witness today, a young lady named Grace Malyari. Based on the information we gathered,
Guidance.
okay. Sir, what can you say about your case against Miss Helena Sy?
Look, if I comment, you're going to twist it. Anyway, your news is all about murder, rape, sensationalism. Why don't you write something or broadcast something about the good news, about the progress of the country? So, William, does Grace know what she will say in court?
Yes, Uncle. I made sure that Grace will be on our side.
Good.
May we call on the next witness for the prosecution, Grace Malyari. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in front of this court?
I do.
You mentioned earlier that you saw my client, Miss Helena Sy, slap George Wong.
Yes.
Now, aside from the gloves she was holding, did you see if Helena was holding anything else in her hand?
Nothing.
Nothing? You did not see a gun?
No, madam.
So when you left the room and the lights went out, you suddenly heard a gunshot. Who, in your opinion, pulled the trigger on that gun? Grace, if you did not see Helena actually holding a gun, how can you possibly prove to all of us that she was the one who shot Mr. George Wong? Please tell the truth, Grace. Did you really see Miss Helena actually shoot Mr. George Wong?
I really did not see Miss Helena actually shoot Mr. George. I did not see Miss Helena shoot Mr. George because I was already outside the room and the door was shut. And that's the truth.
You idiot! No one could be more stupid. What you deserve is to be given a medal for the best. The best in stupidity! This is the second time. This is the second time that you did not succeed in your job, William. Strike 2 for you. Strike 3 and you're out, boy!
Grace, can I interview you?
Please, not now. Maybe
Grace,
later.
what did you see that night?
Maybe later, okay? Let her rest first. Go on, leave us, please. Go on. Thank you. You can interview her once she's feeling all right. Until
Grace.
later, just stay over there.
Thank you for what you did back there.
I did not do that for you, Andrew. I just did what I had to do in there. I told the court the truth.
Grace, let's go.
Uncle, I did it. I told her what to do and I warned her what would happen to her if she did not point to Helena Sy.
But look what happened. That stupid woman has just double-crossed us in court.
Uncle, I don't know.
Honestly, I don't think Grace is capable of lying.
Miss Margaret, I just thought that I should thank you for encouraging me to be brave and determined and telling the truth in court. Thank you.
That's good to hear. But Grace, I hope that you're aware of the possible consequences.
Well, I'm ready to accept it in case Mr. Edward will throw me out of the house because of what I had done. Miss Margaret, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Why do you tolerate the way Mr. William treats you?
Were you able to thank Grace, Andrew?
Yes, Mother. But she told me she did it because it was the truth, and not for me.
I am happy she did that. You were right in choosing her.
You told me, Mother, that I should put off any feelings I have for her while the trial is not yet over.
You see, Grace, I have been in this house for so long. I have just kept quiet, and I accepted everything. Because I thought with that attitude, I will be happy. But I was wrong. I have grown tired. I have grown tired of not speaking out and putting up with him. So now, I will fight back. In the manner that I know.
And I am very grateful to you for understanding the situation.
But madam, you know how the Wongs are. They are not just going to accept defeat. I'm sure they are thinking of ways to gain their advantage. And they might turn to Grace and use her. The poor girl.
The sun has not even set yet. But you are already drowning your sorrows in alcohol.
Will you stop that? You're just annoying me.
Why don't you just admit that the one who's not helping is your wife?
Why?
Why? Because I just heard her talking to Grace. Your wife is the snake, who is encouraging Grace to tell the court everything that she saw. And that's why we will lose our case. Watch out, William. That's the second time you disappointed Uncle Edward. I wonder what he'll do to you on your third blunder.
Stop meddling in my affairs!
Stop it! You're hurting me!
Did you really convince Grace not to point to Helena Sy? Huh? What did you tell her?
She has to fight back. Because if she did not speak out her mind in this house, she will only get abused by your family.
Woo! You know, if only I could build you a shrine, huh? Right now, at this moment, I am going to have a shrine built because you were so great.
You are overreacting, Nato. A shrine? How foolish of you.
No, because I was just proud of you for what you did. That you told the truth. And you didn't let the Wongs dictate what you should do. And that was right.
That's what I was thinking, Nato.
What is it?
Isn't it obvious? Think about it, Nato. What will Mr. Edward do to me after this? Because I did not follow what they wanted. I'm really scared of what they might do to me.
You are no help to us. All you do is add to our problems. Since when have you started speaking your mind in this house?
When your father died, William, I saw how you were consumed by your greed and selfishness. You would even have your own father killed? What kind of a son are you?
What kind of son? What
Go
kind
on! I am not afraid of you anymore. I have had it with the way you've always treated me.
That's why I'm right here. I will never leave you. I will take care of you.
Really?
Of course.
Don't you ever wonder?
About what?
You see, if it wasn't Miss Helena who shot Mr. George, then who did?
Thank you, Grace.
You're welcome, sir.
That's enough. You can leave us now. What was that?
What do you mean? What's your problem?
Giving Grace a warm smile?
I was only thanking the girl. Isn't that the polite thing to do?
Sir, you called for me?
Have a seat, Grace. So, you grew up without even knowing or finding out who your real parents were.
Yes, sir.
And the one who brought you up was your foster mother, who is a drunkard, who treats Rags with more kindness than she does you.
Are you blind? Were you not there in court? Instead of pointing at Helena Sy, she even gave the opportunity to Helena to prove that she is not a prime suspect in your father's murder.
Actually, I believe in what Grace said. And it's possible Helena Sy did not kill Father.
Yes, sir.
I feel sorry for you. So when I learned the story of your life, I was moved to tears. And I thought that we shouldn't have been brutal to you. Please forgive me, Grace. What you went through is no joke.
What do you mean by that, sir?
All the things that you could ever hope for, things that you only wish for, I will give them to you. A beautiful, decent home, an education, and a luxurious lifestyle for you. And your cruel foster mother. All those things, Grace, I will give them to you.
In exchange for what?
So now you are siding with Helena Sy?
Yes, because I think Grace's testimony is true.
Do you really believe in Grace, or are you just looking for a way for us not to hate Anastacia Sy?
You just have to tell the judge that you made a mistake, that you were being threatened by the enemy. You will speak to them and say that it was really Helena Sy and no one else who had killed George Wong. You understand. And even if you were to walk on your knees, from this house all the way to the city, no one can offer you the same privileges that I am giving you right now, don't you think? And besides, it's not even hard work. You won't even have to sweat a bit. You will have all the comfort and luxury that I am offering you, and which I am sure you cannot even have if you worked hard for it all your life. Well?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edward, but I cannot accept what you are offering to me.
Why, isn't that enough? If you want, I'm willing to add more.
My dignity is the only sure thing that I have. And I don't think that my conscience can take it, knowing that I had ruined someone's life because I was not sure that she really killed Mr. George. I'm really sorry, sir.
That's up to you. But you have to think carefully in choosing which side you really want to be on. Get out of here!
Grace, wait, Grace!
What the hell is this?
My resume. I'm applying for any position in any of the Wong companies.
I hope you can help me get out of here. Just tell them it wasn't me who killed Father.
You will rot and die inside this jail, because that is my revenge for all the abuses that you've done to me.
It's an invitation for the annual charity ball of Kapatid Industries.
Charles, are you going to the charity ball?
Maybe not. I've got a lot of things to do at the office.
If you think I'm just going to keep quiet while you fool around, you're gravely mistaken.